Cheers!
Hey.
I'm back. For anyone following the constant, is he gone? Is he back? Is he gone? Is he back? Because I was just joking that we only make live videos when I'm about to leave for work or when I come back for work. So this is one of the I've just come back for work videos, and seeing as though I'm about to leave again, hopefully in 3 days.
Fingers crossed.
It's also one of the I'm going back to work videos. So you get some double action on that. If you guys know what I do, if you followed some of our videos, I do forestry work, and so I'm away during the wintertime. And right now, like everybody knows about this polar vortex. Well, that's pretty much just standard northern Alberta weather. And they're stuck in it pretty good right now, and we're just kind of on a weather shutdown.
Don't go back there. That's where our internet is.
Yeah. So I just, instead of sitting in a hotel for a bunch of days,
wasting money.
Yeah, we decided to waste some money flying me back home. And
which so far has been eventful because...
Yeah, our buddy Kurt had a bunch of stuff that we could pick up. So we picked up some like low tunnel, like bent pipe that we had, enough to do, I don't know, like
our whole farm.
Quite a lot. There's a lot there. And Kurt also sold us a bunch of, we have like these 10 like hoods, like the fluorescent light hoods. They're about 4 feet long, with the grow light bulbs in them. We got like 10 of them for like $100 or whatever. So
yeah, so I'm stoked to be able to set up some proper light to do some seedlings.
Yeah, so before I leave, there's 2 main tasks that all involve getting
ready for me to grow.
Yeah, so I have to get the lights set up into something that you can actually use them for.
Yeah, which would be fairly simple.
Yeah,
like you just buy like a wire rack shelving unit.
Yeah, and I also have to finish the greenhouse, which I got a good ways. I got it a good ways before.
It's back there and chewing.
We got a level 2 cat emergency going on.
Okay, hold my drink.
We have to do a cat extraction.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, don't do that. It's bad. It's like the only bad thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
So I go straight for it. Kittens, so bad.
Yep. They got the magic touch.
Yeah.
Just like toddlers.
Yeah.
Toddlers are little suicide machines. They're just born with the ability to know what will kill them and then go straight for it.
Yeah. Definitely, it is a skill. It's very.
We had a pretty funny video that we put up that was only like 20 seconds long, like last year or something, and it was Serena and Leah were in. You're in a doctor's office.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'll take Sam out for a little run in the hallway. It's this like long hallway. So I'm like videotaping him as I'm like, speed walking next to him, and he's like, hey, running along. And then
Ian's videotaping him because he's like being cute. Specifically, He's like, I'm having so much fun running. And Ian's like, oh, that's so cute, like filming him.
Yeah, and then I just let him kind of get like a half a step ahead of me, and he runs right for an electrical outlet and goes, and he like reaches for it. He's like, and I'm like, no, get that out. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
video.
Pretty much sums up life with Sam.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like just as soon as you let your guard down on that. He's after it.
Okay, so title of this video. So I finished my seed shopping. I've gotten all of my seed shopping done, and
you've spent what?
And so Ian has.
I keep seeing these bills that are like $350, like I don't know, like $1,000, and it's like, how many more seed companies do you have to buy from? You're like, oh. Like, well, we need these ones from these guys, and we need, like, these ones from these guys. And like, oh, I only spent a couple $100 at West Coast Seeds.
Or Ian's like, oh, that's an expensive one. And I'm like, well, that's in US, so it's actually, like, way more than that. So Ian doesn't actually know how much money I've spent. So we thought it would be funny if we could do a guessing game live, and then we can get his reaction. But, like, before, like, anyone gets worried, Ian doesn't care how much I spend. So he in no way stopped me from spending this. And he also, even if he was annoyed at how much I spent, he he'd have no right to be annoyed because he told me to spend whatever I want.
You know, she did the research as to like you can't grow things if you don't have seeds, but there's always the sticker shock, right?
Yeah, I've been in sticker shock mode for sure for a couple weeks after having done these purchases. I'll be in sticker shock mode until I can sell some seedlings and get some of the money back.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think is the grand total amount that I have spent on our seeds? Oh, and I should also say I'm probably gonna have to buy more seeds. I've also realized.
Okay,
but I'm not until later.
I'm gonna start with a powerful number.
Okay.
2,800.
Okay, lower.
Woo! Yeah, we're already starting on the right side. 23.
Okay, wait. Let's see. Does anyone else have any guesses? Do you guys have any guesses?
Tell them some of the stuff you bought.
Well, I bought like everything. Like actually, I bought everything.
You bought 10 types of seeds from that tomato, or 11 types of that old.
Yeah.
Of the, what is it, warthog or?
Wild boar.
Wild boar.
Yeah.
Those, you bought 11 of those. You bought some of that
so
Salanova lettuce that's like.
Yeah, so I bought some stuff from Johnny's Seeds, the Salanova lettuce that like all the market gardeners grow because it's supposed to be the best. So it's worth giving it a try. It's supposed to be really good for flavor, grows fast, and then will get to market really good. Like it has good like shelf life basically.
Yeah, you bought like
10, so I bought
of those with all the different
8,000.
8,000?
Yeah. But
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of seed for like a specific type that's quite popular.
Yeah. It's enough to grow a lot of salad.
You bought everything that you need for like our homestead. So like
I bought like 40 varieties of tomatoes, like, you know, and a bunch of them were like 100 seed packs, which were actually like pretty pricey.
Yeah.
So like I spent like a bunch of money.
The thing about us selling.
Wait. Well, no one's guessing, so let's hear your guess.
2,300 is what I locked in at for number 2.
Lower.
Woo! Okay. 1,700.
Higher.
2,000.
Higher.
2,150.
Higher.
2,225.
Maybe. I'm saying 2,200, but I haven't counted the nickels and dimes.
You're definitely gonna nickel dime me another $25.
Yeah, $2,200 on seeds. That was the number.
That's a lot of money for little tiny things.
Do you actually care?
Well, you know, I don't think that you're going out and paying like, you know, that you're getting swindled on the prices of these seeds. You know, they're like, oh, here comes that sucker Serena. You know, let's double those prices. You're buying things for what they cost, and you've done a bunch of research about like what we need to plant, when we need to plant it, how many beds of it we need to plant, you know, like all that type of stuff. And then when we went and saw Scott Herbert at his farm, he was like, plant lots. Like he's like, my regret is like not planting enough. So, you know, we have to be prepared to like plant a lot of stuff if we want to like sell, but yeah, like you just don't think that you're going to spend
$2,200 on
seeds. $25 on seeds, right? That's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, fair enough. Like, I definitely like. So most of this is for farm seed.
Yeah,
like,
but there's also a significant amount of it that's for starts because we are going to sell starts.
Yeah, but so what I was going to say is there's probably like $1,000 that I've spent on seeds for growing just for the farm. Right, because with that lettuce order that I did, that was $500 Canadian, right? And that's like that's
an American site.
Yeah, so it was like $350 once I had the like shipping added onto it, and so then with exchange that like bumps it way up, and then there's the risk that it might also get dinged with an import fee, which would probably add like another like $60 on it.
Yeah. We should say that's 2,200 loonies.
Yeah. That's Canadian dollars.
Like so that's 1,700,
like
1,600 freedom bucks.
Yeah, like it's an extra 30%.
Yeah.
Or more on like.
Oh, you are crazy right now.
Yes, like. Yeah, so 1,600 ish. in American dollars, I think would be. Yeah. So okay. So
Come say hi.
a big part of it is just the seed for the farm, because like I had to buy like like $100 worth of carrot seeds because I bought 500,000 of them.
Yeah.
And then the other part that makes the numbers seem so crazy is that I was buying like seed to do seedlings. Like I bought stuff like I personally have no interest in. I bought some like really expensive. I bought all the colored cauliflowers. I got like purple cauliflower and orange cauliflower, and it was expensive seed for that. And honestly, for me personally, I wouldn't buy that for myself. I don't really care about the color enough to pay the extra money. But so I bought some stuff that was expensive specifically so I can try to make money when I do it as
the deal with us selling starts is we live in Kelowna, but we're not right in the core anymore. We used to be like right in the core, and last year everything kind of changed at the drop of a hat. We decided to buy this farm.
Yeah, we definitely.
But we had all these.
When I was doing seedlings, I wasn't planning on.
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot of time to get to do the seedling stuff last year. Like it just was cramped because we were moving. No, it was
for the seedlings. Like grew the seedlings. Mm-hmm. It's just we decided to move by the time they'd grown, so we didn't plant it.
And then Serena put like an ad on Facebook, and just in like the local group, and you only did it once or twice.
Yeah, because I didn't. So what he's saying is we sold seedlings because I'd grown some, and I knew I was going to be selling some tomatoes anyways. Mm-hmm. And I was also growing like tomatoes for like friends.
And in those 2 weeks where we weren't really like going full on it, you sold like.
And it was later in the season.
Yeah, you sold $400 in product.
Yeah,
and so
people just stopping by.
What our thought is for this year is that number one, we need a reason for people to come here because people. It's not like we're right next to them in the core of the city anymore.
Yeah, we're like out in the suburbs now.
Yeah, so if you're going to drive across the city to come here, like, why are you going to come to our farm? And
answer, Wildboar Farms tomatoes.
Yeah, totally. We're going to put up all the pictures of like those super rad tomatoes to try to draw people in, and then we're also going to have
and I knew what people want because of last year.
Yeah, people were asking for the same thing over and over again. There's stuff that like people in the Okanagan where we live, they know plants. They're not like
everyone has a vegetable garden.
Yeah,
here.
Because why would you not put some tomatoes in the ground when you don't it's perfect tomato, growing conditions here. So if you might as well just put one in the ground, you got fresh tomatoes. Like it's not a hard thing for people to
Yeah, and enough people have grown for long enough that there's like people don't go and buy seedlings from like Walmart. Like they're snobby about it. They go to the specialty nurseries, and so when we come out and we're like, we have things you can't even find at a specialty nursery. We have like really unique, rare things you won't find anywhere else. That will be a draw for like our specific area. They're like the people around here actually will be enough people that are excited about that in theory I can sell some of the seedlings.
Yeah, we have to make our bare minimum for getting farm status is $2,500, and we'd love it if we could sell $2,500 to start.
10,000.
Well, that's if we don't have half the yard in.
Which we won't.
But we will in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're not going to be able to apply for farm status till September anyways.
Yeah.
So it's all the next.
My numbers, because like I'm the one who's going to.
Yeah, but we're not going to sell $10,000 in starts.
No, but my fingers crossed situation, because I'm the one who's going to be selling the seedlings, and I'm also the one who's going to be like, the main person in charge of doing the farm. And I think that if things go to plan, that I could hopefully sell $5,000 in seedlings. Because
I could see it happening, because a lot of people were like multiple item customers.
Yeah. Like
And-
people, because I wrote down what people spent, and people spent like $40, $60, and that was when I didn't have the things that they wanted, and I was selling my tomatoes for $2. And I'm thinking I'm gonna sell them for $3 or 4 for $10,
Yeah.
which will like up the price a little bit, and then I'm gonna have the other things that people were asking me for.
Yeah.
So like
There's some things that you didn't start that you're just like, what? There's people asking me for
Yeah.
like stuff that you normally just start by seed
yeah.
in the garden.
So it's like if we got 100 customers in who came and spent between $40 and $60, that would be the $5,000.
Yeah.
And I'm planning on growing about 3,000 or 4,000 seedlings for sale specifically.
We anticipate too that we can have we can like get a group of people to come year after year. So maybe it takes a bit of time to grow fully to that point, but hopefully we can sell everything that we start next year.
I think with seedling, my personal plan is that
If not, it goes in
there's
the
a
garden.
few things that I'm gonna grow just for me. Like all
What
of the
about me?
wild boar. Well, you too, but all the wild boar farm stuff. I want to grow a handful of each.
Yeah, we
of
gotta try
those.
all of them
Yeah,
because we all picked them. Or we picked all of them because
yeah. Like
They, like-
we're super excited about those ones.
what do I always say?
We're tomato-based life forms.
Yep.
That's Ian's direct quote. But we haven't been this year.
No, but we will be again.
Yes, but we will be again.
We need to replenish our tomato.
Yeah, I feel like what people are supposed to be like 70% water,
Mm.
and I feel like it's better when that water is like acidic
Tomato
tomato
juice.
water. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm 70% tomato juice,
and
10% garlic,
I feel like I'm currently only
maybe 5% basil.
5% tomato,
Yeah,
and like
I'm definitely not very high on tomato.
like
right now.
I'm just not thriving with that level of tomato. in the
Oh,
system.
after being, in a wintry, like, desolate place where I work up in northern Alberta, I'm like 15% blah. I do my best to eat healthy up there, and I really do try to at least
Yeah, but
minimize the fall. But
healthy is Ian gets like a fast food salad instead of like a fast food burger. Well, no, that's true.
they have salad bars. They still have.
Oh,
salad.
you mean like in camp?
Yeah, in camp, or I'll go to a place that has a healthier version of a dinner. I eat a lot of pho.
He makes
Jealous.
He came home and he's like, I got all these pictures from work, and they're like all like the food that he ate, and I was like, you literally took this to like come home and make me feel jealous of showing me how good your food is.
Well, I do look at it sometimes when I'm at work, and I think about food because I'm so bored at work. It's so boring.
You're like, ooh, can't wait till I get home to this.
Yeah.
I'm going out for dinner.
Wednesday night East Indian food buffet.
Not
I'm there
tonight.
every Wednesday.
Not this Wednesday.
No, but every
Back
Wednesday I'm in the place that it's at. I'm there, and I look forward to it as well. It's like the highlight of the day.
I'm very jealous.
And then I fill in the rest of the days with pho because, pho fills you up, and then you go pee, and then it's bedtime, and it's fine. But if you eat something else that's like,
He had this like picture of this like really good ramen. He's like, oh, look how creamy this broth is. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Don't want to see that. I want ramen. I want creamy broth
well,
ramen.
you can do what you want. You have a van. You have nobody here to tell you no.
Other than Leah and Sam.
I couldn't possibly stop you in any way. You can go for sushi every single night, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Because how else would I have $2,200 to spend on seeds?
I know.
Yeah, I am very excited.
Also, you know what sushi doesn't have?
What?
Tomatoes.
That is true. That is very true. I miss tomatoes. I've seen people online starting their tomatoes already.
Yeah.
And I was
it's not like you get more production out of it over the course of the year.
well,
You just get it earlier.
they're not in They're not in Canada.
Yeah.
They're in like the southern United States.
Yeah.
So they're like gonna have tomatoes soon. And yeah, today I saw one on Instagram and I was like, oh, and so I like counted. I'm like, how long do I have to wait until it's tomato season again? And 5 months. I'm not gonna get fresh tomatoes for 5 months.
5 months?
5 months. Beginning of July.
Yeah, beginning of July.
Yeah.
So is that 5 months?
February, March, April, May, June.
Math sucks.
It's like, oh, we're not even like.
At least we'll have some other good stuff in the meantime. And we'll get to see how beautiful our yard's going to look.
Oh, I'm so excited. I keep saying to Ian, like, so we're surrounded by cherry orchards on two sides. And then we have, like, cherry trees and apricot trees. And I planted...
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of...
2,000
a lot
bulbs.
of blooms.
I planted, like, thousands of bulbs. And
you planted them all by yourself?
Yeah, mostly. You dug like a ditch in the grass for me.
Yeah, I dug that ditch.
Yeah, but like that was like 100 of the thousands of bulbs that I planted.
I dug the other holes too.
Okay, Ian helped me plant thousands of bulbs.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as long as the voles don't eat all my bulbs, it's gonna be super, super pretty come spring.
Yeah. Voles are not moles and they're not mice. They're like this.
They look like a chinchilla with like a little pointy face.
They got these two teeth, like a mole, you know, like you got, and then they got these like little like claws like this, and then they're dead.
We've seen them. We've only seen them dead. So Ian's describing what a dead one looks like.
It's like
that. We have so many of them though. We probably have like
they just like
thousands.
They dig up like everything. You know, we haven't had anything.
Yeah, they're like a mole. They live like under the ground.
Yeah, and they dig holes really fast because they appear. You know, like I was digging holes for plants and leaving it overnight, and you come in the next day, and there'd be like a little hole coming out of into like the bigger hole. So there's like that didn't take long.
Yeah.
Apparently,
you like walk around the ground in our property, and you're just like sinking in.
Yeah,
it's just like
crushing all these holes. Well, that's partly why we are planning on being a cat ranch forever. And our neighbors spun us a tale about how there used to be even more than 6 cats on this property. There was like what, a dozen or 20 or something like that, and then all the cats moved out, and then the voles moved in like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they just said that there wasn't always voles.
Yeah, they said the cats went away.
Oh.
Because I think maybe when Levon and Mitch started renting to a renter, maybe the cats left.
Maybe. I thought that...
There used to be a lot of cats here. And...
Yeah. We see some cats sometimes, other than our cats. But... Yeah.
We have a dog that likes to chase cats that occupies one side.
Yeah.
A very scary
like
road
Skip.
That goes another side, and then, you know, a big orchard.
Well, and it's, you know, there's only so many neighbors.
Yeah.
We're not like country enough that there's like wild cats everywhere. It's not like, oh, there's like stray cats in barns. Like we're, you know, everyone's residential enough that they just have pets.
Everybody, all of our neighbors are either like 5 acre, 2 acre sizes. Because everything was chopped up originally into like 10 acre chunks. Some of those 10 acre chunks have been subdivided, so you know, it'd be like 2 and 8, which is our case, or like 5 and 5, or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of them are the 5.
But it all adds up to 10, and then there's also some houses that are just kind of have like it's like a suburb house, but it's in the middle of a farm, right on the main road.
Our area is like protected farmland. Like our government has this farmland called ALR, which is the Agricultural Land Reserve. And it's basically land that has been designated to be really good farm area. And the government has made it so you can't just come in and develop it and take it out of farm use.
And you can't really use it for a lot of commercial stuff.
Like you're supposed to use it for farming.
It's supposed to also control the value of the property so that people can actually afford to farm on it, and it's not just like But what has ended up happening is rich people buy it and then they just kind of lease out the farming to make their bare minimums. So they're not paying $1 billion in taxes, and then they have this beautiful orchard or vineyard or like hobby farm thing to build their giant mansion on.
Yeah.
But our house is
like our area is somewhat.
It's not too bad for it.
But like that's more like in the lower mainland, down around like Vancouver.
Well, I'd say East Kelowna is definitely like that. Well, that's like all vineyards and like mansions.
But some of them are vineyards because like they actually are vineyards. Yeah.
But they're also mansions.
Yeah.
They're like $2 million properties.
There definitely is like some stuff.
There's all this like modern architecture that has pools that overlook. There is valley.
Like some stuff that like you'd really want to live in.
Yeah, like if you could afford it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty okay. And then we have this like weird old farmhouse thing that people were like,
which is perfect for us because no one wanted to pay $1 million for it.
Yep.
Which meant that we got it for about $1 million.
Yep.
So everyone wins. Everyone wins in this.
And then
case.
people are like, "Oh, you live in some like weird old house." Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, people who know us. Yeah.
Yep.
But what were we saying?
You're never saying anything.
No, I was explaining what the agricultural land reserve is. Yes. Okay, and then the reason why our area is weird is that obviously at some point people have taken out chunks of the stuff in our area out of the agricultural land reserve. So like there'll be like a one block that's like a little subdivision.
Yeah.
Before it then goes back into the orchards.
Yeah.
So like if you drive down.
Yeah, it'll be maybe like a 2-acre section that's all houses.
Yeah, that has like 20 houses on it.
And then it's like a 10-acre farm right next to it.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful. It's a super beautiful area, and I can't blame anyone for wanting to live out here. Before we bought out here, I'd never even driven down this street. Or if I had, I hadn't driven down it very many times.
I don't know if I've driven.
I guess I definitely driven down it, but I'd never spent much time on it. And I didn't really, until we started driving around the area, because there's like a highway just below us. And it's like, you just take the highway and you just like, zoosh, and you're not really like, like, why are you coming back here, right? But then as soon as you pull off, you're like, whoa, like, it's so cute.
Yeah. Like, so when we first talked about moving, I was like, I'm not moving anywhere that doesn't have walkability.
Yeah.
That was like one of our things.
For years, I was looking at acreages and I was looking.
Well,
no, I was.
Like, we both were.
Yeah. But whenever I was looking in the outskirts of a different city that's to the north of us called Vernon. And I was like, this is the only. Yeah, I was like,
there's a river valley up there.
This is the only place that, like, we can get farmland where, we could really afford it.
Yeah, it's a lot more affordable.
But it was like, we're close to Serena's family and we're close to the community of Kelowna. And if we went out somewhere else, like, it would be totally starting anew. And so until we realized that this area that we're in was within our reach.
Yeah, because what it came down to is we had an idea what our house was worth. And then we started talking about what we're going to spend on like doing an extension. And we'd also talked about investing into a piece of family property that is like actually rural.
Yeah, like 4 hours away.
Yeah. So we've been having conversations about the fact that like I was interested in potentially buying it, like buying family out on it in the next couple of years. Yeah. And Ian was like positive about that idea.
But I was not happy about the 4 hour.
Yeah, but like we didn't want to live there, and 4 hours is far to go to a place that you want to do work on. Yeah. Yeah, obviously closer is better. But yeah, when we added up all those numbers together, it came to like that's a lot of money. And then at that point it was like, well, maybe we need to think about what else we could do with that money when the number's actually that big, when you break down all these little pieces. And then I knew that this specific area had like walkability and really good farm kind of area. And like, I knew that this neighborhood was here. And then there was one other neighborhood that was like on kind of the other suburb of town, like, the farthest other version of Kelowna suburb from where this is. And I knew that there was an area out there too that was the same type of thing where it was close to like a community center, good farmland in like this like farming zoning. And so then we just, we started looking at what there was, and it definitely seemed like what there was out here was better.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing too about where we are now is we're close to Vernon too. So there's options for like we've been having a good time kind of exploring a few of the other
we have
options.
access to a whole other community.
Yeah.
And other facilities that are right at our doorstep now that before were a bit
stuff we never would have ever thought to drive to.
Yeah. I definitely want to do a video next year showing off the awesome rail trail.
Yeah.
They had this rail line that used to service Kelowna. One of the things about Kelowna, it's like the biggest, nicest city in the interior. It's bigger than Prince George, right?
Yeah, we're the third biggest city in our province.
Yeah, like Vancouver has like Surrey and stuff.
Yeah, but that's
like as Vancouver is a big thing, Victoria as a big thing. We're bigger than Nanaimo. Yeah, and so lots of the interior in British Columbia is like small cities. Some of them are like industrial, like based on mostly forestry stuff.
Yeah, like paper and pulp.
The money's just not there for those cities, so they can be pretty like run down. But then you come to Kelowna, and Kelowna's like this tourism city, and it attracts
like agriculture and tourism.
Yeah, and wine. Like, that's agriculture, but it's like this thing to itself, right? Like we have the best wine making in Canada. Start some battles there. Sorry, Niagara Falls.
Ian's from Hamilton, so he feels justified to say that.
Yeah. And then it's all orchard land and stuff, and then it's nice lakes, and the colors are all beautiful out here. Like it's a wonderful spot, and
yeah, it is it's uniquely beautiful.
So we draw people from Vancouver come to visit, and people from Alberta come to visit a lot, and so it is like a tourism place. It's like a fun, happening spot.
Ian's always like, "You see that car? Do you know how much that car is worth?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "That's $1.5 million car."
But Kelowna's not actually on the Trans-Canada Highway, which goes through Canada. It's off this like little spur road, like this highway and stuff, but it's not on the main way through, so it doesn't have the through traffic.
So like American version would be, it's not in the interstate.
Yeah, it's on
like a secondary highway.
And the same with the rail line, because the rail line follows the Trans-Canada somewhat. And so there was this little spur railway that came down from Kamloops that went down like all the way to Kelowna and serviced like the mill that's in town and a bunch of other like businesses that need freight, that are along the way and stuff. But the railway itself had been neglected for years and years and years, and they were down to I think that they could only run the trains at like 30 kilometers an hour, which for you Americans, that's like walking speed. There's like the tracks. They're like, no, you can't go fast on these. And all this rail line was literally right next to lakes. Like it's just this beautiful, like right next. There's the lake, and then there's the railway, and then it goes up a hill, and there's mansions and stuff all along there. And so this railway went bankrupt because they're like, well, these lines really aren't that efficient and we're not gonna.
Just too much money to upgrade it for how much use it was getting.
And so they just weren't economically viable, and they went under. And then there was this big thing about like all of the landowners, they all wanted that little tiny stretch of land that went to their waterfront so that they could put up fences and be like, get off our land, that type of stuff. And there was a native band that wanted some property along the lake for them as well. And the government all kinds of levels of government ended up stepping in and buying it, and then tearing up the railway and turning it into a rail trail that's only opened fairly recently. And I don't know how long it is, maybe like 50 kilometers.
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Because it goes like past Vernon. It keeps going like out to like Coldstream.
Yeah. It's something like that. So for you Americans, 50 kilometers is like how long it takes to get to your grocery store.
That's like 30 miles, right? I don't know.
They'll figure it out. So, like, it's just so beautiful, and it's like this awesome facility that we have now, because it's like
and like with rail trails, they're like super level.
Yeah,
so they're really simple for biking, walking. Like they're really good, like
Yeah,
pedestrian corridors.
If there's any sort of grade to it, it's super gradual, and you're just right next to the lake basically the whole time, anyways. So you're just going at lake level, completely flat feeling, and I want to get out.
I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, we've walked on it, but we haven't even biked the full thing yet. So next year, I want to put the camera on there and go have some, adventures. Leave Serena at home with the kids.
Yeah, or you can strap the bike trailer and you can take the kids and leave me at home to do work.
I like the kids. I'd take the kids. Except they'd be like so hot that they'd be like.
You like pack them with an ice pack. Give them like popsicles and like seat them on an ice pack.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'd be jealous because they'd probably go for ramen without me.
Oh yeah, something good.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna be pretty busy this summer, though.
We are definitely gonna be busy.
I don't know if there's gonna be.
Who has more to do, me or you?
I think it depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
I think you feel you have more to do than me.
I have some bigger responsibilities.
What are your responsibilities?
I have to make all the money for us for the year.
Oh, that is true. But you should do that like soon.
I'm trying.
You should like go back to work.
Yeah. Well, once it stops being minus 45.
Okay, so backstory on that. Ian makes all of the. We are, what is it that we say? Single
seasonal
income, seasonal, self-employed.
Yeah. So
Ian makes all of the money that we live on in a very short period because most of his work happens over the winter. Like it only really happens when everything's frozen, but not too frozen, obviously. Like it's gotta be that perfect amount of frozen. So we're running out of that window of time. Yeah, and it's December, January, February is like his window. Yeah, and like we really haven't made enough yet. No, so
all we need is a strong finish, and I'm confident that I can do it because
he's currently at home.
Because I believe, this is the lifestyle that I've been living, and you've been living for 15 years, I think.
Have we been
13 years. This is the 13th year of my company.
Okay. We haven't been together that long.
No, but we've been together
12?
for 12. Okay. And for years before, I was still doing seasonal
most
stuff.
of the time, like, we had my money to, like,
me.
buy
I made
the
money
milk.
too.
Yeah, but, like, we always had my money to, like, rely on. My money always, like, paid bills.
And so did mine.
ICS's bills. Not, like, the house bills.
We don't have to fight on camera.
I don't know. The title of this video pretty much guaranteed that we were going to fight on camera.
We had a pretty good fight earlier.
Ian was like, let's like fight again. Let's like make a video and fight again about the fact that I think that we should.
We wouldn't have to force it. The fights come like naturally to us because in a fight, I don't want to give an inch if I don't feel like I am entitled, or not entitled, but if I'm of the right opinion, I'm not going to cede ground for the simple purpose of compromise.
Which means that obviously the fight isn't going to go anywhere because I'm always right.
You are so frequently wrong. You are so frequently wrong. So we were just fighting about organization. Serena's obsessed with purging, and I say we had multiple purges recently, and
to which I said, if we actually purged enough, I wouldn't still be obsessed with purging.
And then I said, my stuff has been purged, and then she said, something like that.
Yeah. Basically,
artist rendition of.
So the internet is like obsessed. I have to admit, like we sometimes like are like, oh, we should make a video about this because like this is trendy. So everyone's all like into what's her name?
Is it Mary?
Marie Kondo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always want to say Marcondo, or I don't know. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Everybody knows.
Okay. And so the internet's obsessed with her, and so there's been all these like parody videos that are coming out lately where it's like about like women getting rid of all of like the dude's stuff because he like absolutely refuses to do any sort of decluttering. So I know that I'm not alone in feeling.
Well, I did declutter. I don't have a lot of stuff except for tools, and tools don't need to be decluttered because they were bought for a reason.
Okay, sure. So when we moved,
tools have purpose.
Okay, when we moved, Ian like asked like his friend to like come and help us move, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we just have a couple things. We just have like a table and like a couch."
Here is a clarifier that's very important. I didn't ask my friend to come help us. I paid my friend to come help us.
But he told him that we only.
I thought it was going to be a load and we were done, but we had to do multiple loads.
The reason why we had to do multiple loads is Ian didn't realize that what we have.
Oh yes.
Okay, Ian didn't realize we have a 3-bedroom house worth of furniture to move. He was like, "Oh, it's just like our like kitchen table and like our couch." And it's like, "Yeah, what about the kids' beds? What about the kids' dressers? What about like the like playroom?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think of that stuff."
I didn't miss the estimate on how much stuff we had. I missed the estimate on how much stuff the truck would fit.
And on telling your friend how much stuff there was.
Well, I thought it was going to be one trip. So
you didn't tell him one trip. You told him you only had a couch and a table. That's why he was annoyed. He didn't realize.
He wasn't annoyed.
Well, he told me he was annoyed. Obviously, when Ian wasn't around. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. You didn't want to complain to Ian, or else maybe he wouldn't have gotten paid.
I don't pay friends in beer for moving because we're
because
adults.
You don't want to support alcoholism. No. And if someone will come and do something they don't want to do just for alcohol.
It's different when you're a trashy, 20-year-old, like I had been at one point in time, and when everything you own could fit on a motorcycle. Or
I don't think most people can say at any point that everything they own could fit on a motorcycle.
A garbage can when you leave, those were different times, and so when you're like, oh, like, can you help me move? It's like, yeah, because there's not that much stuff because you're just 20-year-old. But then once you become, so you can pay friend with beer for like something like that. But once you're
because you're mostly more like
once you're a full-on adult, and you go and rent a U-Haul to go do your move, to be like, hey, I'll pay you in beer. Like nobody wants to help you move. I don't care how much you are liked as a friend and how charismatic and awesome you are.
Which we're not.
You should definitely.
We're not charismatic and awesome enough to convince anyone to help us move. Based just on that.
Yeah. I like. Hey, you want to help me move? Geez, I'm busy that day.
I'd help someone move if they asked. But that's the difference between being 20 and being middle-aged.
Yeah,
you don't ask
with
anymore.
The kids and stuff. You go over there.
No, I'd make you take care of the kids.
I'm not around in this hypothetical position.
Apparently, in my hypothetical,
I'm busy.
You are.
I'm busy that day.
Yeah. I guess if someone asked me to move, the most likely thing that would happen is I would send Ian, and I would stay home with the kids. Because Ian would be more helpful than me. And Ian would also do it.
Oh.
Everyone used to always call Ian Mr. Favors.
Yeah.
Because, okay, Ian didn't work when he was around, right?
So I had lots of free time.
Yeah, so it was like someone's like, hey, you want to like come hang out for the day and like help me do something? And Ian's like, sure, I have nothing else to do, so might as well. So he was always like hanging out and helping people out for stuff.
My superpower was being able to fix things for the least amount of money possible. Or a reasonable amount, a very little reasonable amount that resulted in a decent job. That was my superpower.
That's a pretty good superpower. Unfortunately, he lost those powers somewhere along the way.
I'm still not bad.
No, but we haven't had very many least amount of money possible fixes so far this year.
I don't know. That greenhouse was pretty cheap.
What about it?
It only cost $800.
Yeah, when you made it.
Yeah.
But how much is it going to cost this time?
Less than $800.
How much have you spent already?
I don't know. Not that much. I just bought some wood.
Yeah, wood is expensive. How much?
No, wood's not that expensive.
How much did you spend? A box of screws is like $30.
$100.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, I spent $550 on plastic for the greenhouse.
Well, then we're still under my...
So, the greenhouse will probably yet again cost $800.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we still are failing.
Well, that's 2 greenhouses worth of plastic.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm stoked to have new plastic on it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we need to do. That's what's gonna be happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get done today. Ian got home yesterday. Like in the day.
And then even though I'd been sitting in a hotel for a while, I slept all day.
And then we did like some errands and some cleaning today.
Mm.
And then tomorrow, Ian's getting to it. He's building me the greenhouse.
And what else am I doing?
Well, I'm gonna go spend more money. Ian's gonna come. We're gonna go to Growers Supply,
which is like the
farm store, which has been driving me slightly crazy because it's like one of those businesses where you go in and you like order from the desk like the stuff that you want, but they don't have a catalog. So I'm like,
well, you have to know what you want. It's like that at my favorite store.
I know.
What's my favorite store?
Greg's.
That's right. Greg's is like an Alberta oil field supply store where you go and you order at the counter, and they don't tell you prices because you don't want to know. But it's the place. It's the place to get the nicest stuff. Oh, some of the stuff is so nice. The tools are so nice. Oh, you're gonna spend a lot of money there. And whenever you spend under $100 there, say you just need like one thing and it's not that expensive, and you walk out, and then you make the joke, like, "Oh, this is the least amount of money that I've ever spent," and you think you're being really witty. Well, it turns out that the people who work at Greg's have heard that joke a lot. That's the joke that they hear all the time. Like, "Oh, this is the least amount I've ever spent at Greg's." But it's a great store. Grower Supply has a chance.
My frustration with Grower Supply is so far when I go in there and I ask them for the thing that I want that I don't know if they have or not, and I don't know what the price is, and they have to like look it up on their computer. They don't have it. They haven't had the things that I want.
Yeah.
They have like, so we're like we said, we're in an orchard area, and so we're just like, we're completely surrounded by conventional farming. So if we went in there and we're like, we want your strongest poison, they'd be like, oh, we have that.
Yeah.
But like, I go in there and I'm like, I want insect netting, and they're like,
no, they know what you're talking about. They just have to order it.
They don't have that. They don't have that. I specifically asked.
Well, you get it somewhere else.
Yes, there is a place that has it in Canada.
You have to roll with punches here.
Yes.
Do you know what one of my favorite places is?
What?
ProSource, the local irrigation supply place.
Yes, that is a good place.
That's a fun store.
We're going to spend a lot of money on that store in a couple of years.
Because, I bought a shovel there one time, and it's the most indestructible shovel that I have.
It is a good shovel.
Yeah. I can literally put 80% of my force into it and not worry about it.
I'd like to get like a really high quality ditching shovel, like one of those like skinny, like what are those?
That's
like
the place to go.
Like what? Like when they're long and skinny, like what are like the tree planting?
The handles are like a solid core of, I think it's like fiberglass or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like the material. Instead of being like hollow in the middle, it's like a solid thing in it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it's like bendy, but it's nice and strong. And it holds its shape, and the steel on it seems to be decent because it doesn't, bend right away.
Ian and I are going to be very interested in investing into some very expensive tools over the next couple of years. Like, there's nothing like having a really good tool that you know you can.
I've developed quite the Polanski habit.
Ian destroys everything. Ian isn't allowed nice things because he destroys them.
Polanski's one of my favorite tools.
I know.
Because it's got like the little ditchy side, like the fire axes, and then on the other side, it's got the choppy axe part. So you just you ditch, and then you hit a root, and you just flip it around, and
Ian was having so much fun playing with his Polinsky
That I threw my back up.
that, well, no, that I told him I had to like take it from him and like hide it and like yell at him multiple times that he wasn't allowed to do it because I knew he was gonna hurt himself. Because he'd gladly go at it for like until he hurt himself.
I like hitting things with axes.
You do like ripping stumps out with axes.
Sometimes
Ian ripped out all like at our old house when we originally bought it. It was completely lined with cedars, like all the sides of the property. It was basically fenced in a cedar hedge. And Ian and I are really good at killing cedar hedges.
Yeah, we killed those.
I suspect we might have killed the cedar hedges at this place, even though I watered them.
Yeah.
But like
they're not going to last forever.
They're looking real bad, which is too bad because I
have a backup plan for them.
What? Rip them out with a Polinsky?
No, they must stay.
And then we use it to grow a vine.
Yeah, we take out all the branches, like not the big parts, but the small parts, so that nobody could like start a fire in there.
Yeah. And
then we let vines grow up.
That's not a bad idea. The cedar hedge at this place, which I don't want to kill, that I might have killed, is along the road. Our driveway. That one I don't care because there's like a fence there.
Yeah.
So I don't care about that one.
But the one
along the road, like this road is actually a really busy road. It's loud, and so the cedar hedge along there actually does a really good job of muffling the sound.
Yeah.
And like, how tall is it? It's like crazy.
20 feet.
That's it? I don't know. I feel like it's okay. It's on the top of a hill. Bank. They built this like bank, which is like every time I look at it, I'm like, so you built like a 10-foot tall raised bed and then planted cedars in it in Kelowna? It's like the stupidest thing you can ever do. It's like
we're so dry in the summer. Right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, like let's grow cedars like as air plants in like the desert.
But
like,
I do appreciate the built upness of it, like having that as like a noise break, because it's a busy road.
I guess. But yeah, we'll use it as a fence for vines.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so if we kill it, not the end of the world. It's definitely not what we want, but
I mean, we're trashy people, so that would pretty much announce our presence, right? Like having this like dead cedar hedge with like vines growing on it.
I don't think people would notice. People drive by, they're going fast. They're not like looking at our trashy cedar vine combination.
I guess we put like a flowering vine on it.
Yeah, it would look beautiful. People would say, well, that's so nice. I'm glad you did that.
We could do like a climbing rose on it. And then people would be like, that must be where, who's like, oh, Sleeping Beauty's castle must be behind that hedge.
Nobody's going to say that.
That's what people would say.
And what are we going to have planted all along the front of our fence?
Well, we talked about doing sunflowers along the fence.
That would be cool.
If we did a roadside stand, because then people, like, as they drive by, would be like, ooh, what's that? And it would, like, put eyes onto the roadside stand. But
onto Red Roof Family Farms. Tucked away in the rolling hills of Kelowna, British Columbia. Come
I like it.
This 2.5-acre paradise of local food.
I think someone should like totally make a promo video. Someone like that for our farm.
Like us?
Like you.
Oh, really?
You could like.
Can I make it really with that condescending announcer voice?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And then like have a slideshow.
Sure, I'll do that.
That'd be funny. I'd laugh. I'm sure no one else would.
Doesn't take much to make you laugh, though.
Oh yeah. Well, we should probably get going.
Yeah. Thanks for
watching.
Thank
you for joining us. Watching us fight about how much we spent on seeds. Though we didn't actually fight about that, I guess.
Nope.
You guys will just have to wait till next time till I buy something worth fighting about in Ian's eyes. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And I don't know. Hopefully we'll get a video out soon. I have my farm plan. And so I want to make a video about that. But yeah, I'm being a slacker.
we're going to hopefully, while I'm back, pump out quite a few videos.
Yeah.
Because we want to make a video about the lights, getting the lights set up, the grow lights. Yeah. I have some more work to do on the greenhouse. So I want to film some stuff about that.
Yeah, it'd be sweet to show you guys the finished greenhouse.
Yeah.
If that gets done.
You know, I'm sure we'll do some stuff talking about the farm plans and like the plans for the season. You know, that type of stuff. You know, not bad stuff to watch, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, see you guys.
Later.
Have a good night.
Love ya.